Hey, good afternoon. Happy hour on a Friday. I thought, what the heck? Why not drop in and do another mass transit video? So welcome. Just wanted to kind of follow up on episode 7, but before that, it is happy hour. So cheers. If you already got one, have one. If you don't, grab one because it's definitely 5 o'clock on a Friday here. Um, Dude, wait, it's Friday? Yes, yes. I know the days all blend together, but believe it or not, it is Friday and it's a long weekend. So expect some more mass transit videos this weekend. I want to try to get to the conclusion of season 7, which I know is or season 7, season 3. We're dropping into episode 8 now. So I want to try to get to the conclusion. There's a lot still to cover. The discovery here is a little weird. It's I'm going to have some questions coming out of this, and I think we got some decision points that I'm going to need some input on. So episode 8, or as I like to call it, do fries go with that shake, is the episode. I've added some new food items to the menu. Yeah, so I've added fries and shakes, and I don't know what it is. I have teenagers, and one of my teenagers absolutely, I mean, we go anywhere that has fries and shakes, and they order fries and shakes. And it's like apparently a thing where you dip the fries in the shake and eat it. So whatever, I'm fine with it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But so I had to add fries and I had to add shakes. And the key thing coming out of that I found is there is a massive amount of duplication in this code. I mean, most of this work was cut and paste. So clearly there's something that can be done to reuse some of these capabilities. And so I'm not going to go too deep into the code around this. I can jump into Postman, and you can see I can order fries and I can order a shake. If I hit send, it says it couldn't send the request because I didn't hit F5 yet. But if I start it up, one of the things that we'll see is I have a whole bunch of new menu items available in Swagger. I have burger, I have fry, I've created a size enum, which apparently doesn't let me use strings, which I find really annoying, but whatever. Still have the burgers that we've had, but now I can get fries, I can get a shake, I can pass it a size. So if we jump over to here, we hit send this time. Fries and shakes are really quick to make, so, at least according to this one. So it'll knock these out really quick, and it'll give me my small shake and my medium fries. Now, the code that's behind this, and this is where I'm kind of like trying to figure out how I want to model this, because this is something that I think is going to result in a lot of duplication, and that's where we got to figure out from how we're going to use this what's going to happen. So first, let's start at the components. State machines. Yes, I have a fry state machine. I have a shake state machine. I have all these duplicate state machines that the only difference between them is the initializer here, where we copy the data off from the original order message. The activity, which just sends the command to the consumer, or in this case, the cooking French fries, preparing a shake, and even cooking onion rings. The onion ring state machine is exactly the same. All it is doing is sending a command to a consumer. So this seems like an opportunity where we could try to come up with a base class, because there's going to be a base class that's going to encapsulate this. It would be like a future that works with a consumer. It has an input type. In this case, it's order fry, but it could just as well be order onion ring or order shake. It has an output type to a consumer that is the type that's going to actually cook the fry or pour the shake. And it's going to either complete or fault based on a fault of cook fry or the fry ready, which I've changed the fry fried because that was just messing with my head. So I changed the response event for the order fry to fry ready. And I call it a response event because if you remember on that graph, that diagram we have, let's see if we have this here, sequencediagram.org. This is great because it works with web storage. And if we look at the request, remember, when we send a request, we're just sending a message to a queue. We're consuming that, and then the response address is used to deliver the response. And I'm just thinking about this, and I try to come up with common terminology and base that off things that we had before. And technically, the fry being ready is an event. It's representing a change in the state. The fry went from cooking to ready. And by giving it a response address, we're essentially directing that event to a particular endpoint. So I don't know if directed event makes sense. It seems like it is because I'm kind of like needle casting it or narrow. Sorry, I watched Altered Carbon last night. I'm sort of narrow casting it to a single address, which is that future, so that the future can complete. You know, I don't want to just broadcast it to the world because I'm trying to, you know, maybe I expect to be very high volume and I don't want to just broadcast events all over the place. Now I could and very well might, but I might do that at a higher business level event. I don't know. I'm thinking about that because I'm directing that event as a response. So a response in a messaging system is really a directed event if you think about request response as command event, just wrapped up in a nice friendly wrapper. So that's something I'm thinking about. I don't know if that terminology fits, but you know, definitely leave a comment if you think so when this lands on YouTube, which will be in about an hour. Or just drop into the Discord. You know, these conversations are going on in Discord all the time, even when it's happy hour. So always a good time. So I feel like there's some duplication here, and I feel like we need to make a base class for this, which, you know, these methods right here that deliver the messages, those would be like our 3 methods. It's like, okay, well, what's the command? What's the completed message factory, for lack of a better word, and what's the faulted message factory? You know, and it might just be that what are those types so we can pass that data in. So that's something that, because this was just cut and pasted, I feel like we could dry it up. So that's something I may try here just in a few minutes. I just wanted to kind of go through anything else that I've changed in here. I created the migrations for the database. Yeah, so that's where I'm really stuck, because I have a common future state, which includes all of the Saga properties that matter the most. You know, current state, the response address for the initial requester of the future, when it was created, when it completed, or when it faulted, and then the correlation ID, which is that unique identifier for this future. Now, in the case of like the fries, I keep track of the size because I'd like to know what size they were. That was part of the order. And if we look at the shake state, you can see that that not only has the size, but also has the flavor. So it's really, I mean, the order ID is kind of an element of this being an order future. So, I mean, that's something that I could move out into my application, but take away from kind of the common reusable components. But things like exception info, all that stuff is sort of boilerplate around these futures. The challenge is, and this is the hard part, is like, okay, I have to store this stuff somewhere because these are persistent. These are durable futures. And if I create a map for entity framework, I mean, a lot of this stuff is common, and I could have a common class map for like a future that has just the base stuff that maps all the base properties. And if that was the case, I'd only have to map these 2 in my particular thing. I mean, I guess I could auto map it, but that's kind of, that makes assumptions that I would have to figure out how to override that. But then it's a question of, for every future that gets defined, I need a corresponding map for EF. And so it's like, okay, so I still have to do some things. I have to make a class. I have to make a state. You know, the class being a subclass of this future state machine that has all of the base plumbing in it. And then I still, you know, have a definition out here, you know, for like my Saga definition, which has my partitioning. And that actually is pretty easy. I could have a single generic definition for all of my futures for actually registering those on their endpoints. So that doesn't feel too bad. You know, that's something that I could work around. But I'm still not sure it's like, if I have to have all that map and all of that stuff for every single future, that still means that I'm doing a lot of ceremony around each single future type that I define. And obviously, I think, not obviously. So, and when I think about the menu, the things that are within the submit order message, and now I have burgers, fries, and shakes, I don't see that the number of different types of items in a larger application is really going to grow beyond maybe half a dozen or a dozen type things. And this comes down to probably one of the later episodes towards the finale of like, how do we map this fast food domain into, say, a supply chain or into a larger application that isn't explicitly doing burgers, fries, and shakes? Because I don't think we would want to have to go modify our application every time someone puts a special soup of the day on the menu. We would really want to be able to just add those items and fit them into a certain classification, like a burger or a fry or a shake. And we certainly wouldn't want to have to go modify all of our items to say, just because we have jalapenos that week. So I think as we look at how we map this out and how the different ideas or models that we have, because right now a burger is really just, it's our wrapper for a future that runs a routing slip. And we put that initial onion ring in there that fried through the fryer that just used a basic consumer. And then so fry and shake are also just using a consumer to fulfill. So we have two different fulfillment models there. There's one more model that kind of comes in. And so the questions about how I store the future state and how I put a base class in there, I feel like those have to develop, because I'm not sure what makes sense. I certainly don't want to have to define all those types every single time, but maybe I do. I mean, so maybe that's something that I can't really get around, and that's something that I got to figure out. So I'm still thinking on that one, and I didn't want to just I just didn't want to stop getting episodes out because there's enough other things to cover. It's just that's where my head is kind of blocked. So auto mapping is great, and being able to just declare a future and have it somehow be persistable and everything would be great. And there is a way I could do that. So the way the job state machine works within the job service for job consumers, it's actually a single type and a single entity framework record that can store any message type. So theoretically, I could create generic storage and a single table to keep track of all futures. Anytime I hear single table, though, I think bottleneck. And I don't know that I would necessarily want all of my futures going against a single Saga table in a database. I just feel like that's going to put too much pressure on a single table. Even with row level locking, I feel like that's just something that isn't going to be sustainable. So maybe it's a blend. Maybe if you define a specific type, it uses it. If a specific type isn't there, it just uses the base one. I don't know. That sounds magical. So still going to think about that one. Definitely join the Discord and chat on that if you want, or just leave some comments on the YouTube video, because I feel like that's got to go somewhere. I just don't know where it is yet. Anyway, that's what's going on in my head when I think about this stuff. So one other thing that I wanted to think about, and a thing I wanted to try to model today, is, like I said, we have a routing slip based menu item, the burger, and we have some consumer based menu items, the fry and the shake. Now, as I said, my teenager loves to order fries and shakes together. So let's say we want to have a bundled item that we can order in our system. So think of this as a join of two futures into a subsequent future. Now, this is something that I know we're going to need. And we have the order right now, but the order is really a list of things, and it produces an output. So technically, I could do something like the order and have n number of items joined together. But I don't know that, let's see what's coming. I am using a generic model of menu items that have ingredients. Yeah, and I think that's what the burger sort of represents, or any of them really. You could have a generic model with like, okay, the item name is this and people know how to make it. And I think that's that's definitely an obvious mapping. It's like, okay, well, these are, the ingredients on a burger, those are really just items. I mean, if you think about the mapping, say you were building a supply chain, so what is the mapping of a burger? A burger currently has, let's take a look. What's in the burger model? Okay, well, I have lettuce, cheese, pickle, onion, ketchup, mustard. We could just easily say that ketchup is the size of the box. It's a 12 count, it's a 16 count, it's a unit count. And we could say that pickles is the quantity. How many of those boxes do they want? We could say onion is the unit price. What's our unit price? What's our list price? The SKU could be crammed into the weight field. I mean, these are mappings that I think are fairly clear in how we would migrate the burger model into be something that could be anything. It could be something that's a supply chain item in a warehouse that we would then use a routing slip to send to the warehouse, do the pick, pack, and ship, and then complete once it's actually completed. So I feel like that mapping is clear. And when I think about a fry, I think about something, with a consumer-based thing. It's like, okay, well, maybe that's a software item where the consumer is just going to go out and generate a license key, add a thing to a table, and pick it back and say, okay, here's your license key for your virtual goods. So I think those mappings are there, and I think they make sense. It's just the fast food analogy, I think, works well, and taking from that model that I think Jimmy Bogart has used in a lot of his talks. Which, speaking of Jimmy, we gotta cheers to Jimmy. I think there's definitely a case where this model will map into any type of domain. So that's kind of where that is at. But I want to think about this join for a little bit, because I want to try to put this together. This is a type that we don't really have yet on a one-to-one mapping. So if I were to think about a join, how would I start that? I don't think I want to start it with the order item. I think I'll start it with the fry state machine, because why not? And again, this is so much cut and paste, it's not even funny. So I'm going to create a new idiom item. And this one is going to be called the fry shake state machine, for lack of a better word. And again, this is just trying to figure out how these patterns come together so that we can tease out some generic reusable futures that will compose these together. So I'm going to create a fry shake state machine. And I'm going to go into every place that says fry. I mean, this is literally the game that we're playing here. Is we're just going to go into fry, and we're just going to say fry shake. And then we're going to go to fry state, because I should have done this one first. But we're going to take fry state and turn this into fry shake state, because we got to have a fry shake state. And this is going to be this is just going to be, let's say it comes in one size, and we just want to know what flavor shake they want. We don't get them to pick anything else. No, we'll give them a size. Why not? Great. Awesome. Sure, why not? Then we'll have it, and we'll be able to use it. So we'll put that in our fry shake state. We'll go back to our state machine. I have to go create some contracts, obviously. So we're going to go down to our contracts assembly. And you're actually getting live coding this time. This isn't just me reviewing what I did. So hopefully that's entertaining and fun. We're going to get our fry shake completed, which is going to have our flavor that we savor. We're going to have our fry faulted, which is going to have our fry shake faulted, because again, we have to be able to pass this back to an order, because we're going to be able to order this item, which means we're going to have to update our order model all the way up. And we'll say we'll also have a fry shake ready. I should have done this from shake, because then the property would already be there, but that's okay. Flavor. Okay, so we have fry shake completed, fry shake faulted, fry shake ready. If we go back to our fry shake state machine, we have to get an order fry. We have to have an order fry shake. I really should just go from the order shake. That would make a lot more sense, because it already has both items. So we will do this. Hey, how you doing from Argentina? Welcome. So we're going to order a fry shake. It's going to have a size and a flavor. And then we're going to, okay, we aren't going to pour a shake, though. We aren't going to do that, because we don't need to do that again. And okay, so we have our order fry shake. So let's go back to our fry shake state machine. Ooh, okay, so this is fun. This is actually going to be pretty wild. So we're going to have, when we order a fry shake, the fry shake is not going to be ready. We're going to have a fry ready, and we're going to have an error from a cook. No, we're going to have a fry completed, because remember, we get our events back, or we're going to have a fry faulted. Yeah, this will be interesting. So we have a fry completed. We have a fry faulted. But we also have a shake, because remember, we're going to be also creating a shake. This is a join for a fry and a shake. So if they order a fry shake, I'm going to rename this to fry shake ordered. Then if they order a fry shake, we are going to, so fry faulted is not really, yeah, fry faulted is going to be message.orderLine. We're going to have to correlate two more items here. Shake completed and shake faulted. So, because we're going to send two commands now. We're going to actually send a fry. So we have a cook fry shake activity. That's not going to work. We're going to have a, we're actually going to have an order burger activity. No? Yeah. Order burger activity. So this can be similar to this one, like the order fries activity. I think that's cleaner. So when we order a fry shake, I picked the worst place to expand selection on that one. So when we have an order fry shake activity, and this isn't going to be order state. Hold on. This isn't going to be order state. This is going to be fry shake state. And the command coming in is going to be order fry shake. Because I cut and pasted from probably the worst possible place to cut and paste from. Yeah, so we aren't going to look at this. We aren't going to look at this. We're going to look at that. We're going to do fry shake state. We're going to get our consume context. And now we have to send two commands, because we're going to order a fry, and we're not going to do it across multiple things. So we're just going to do an order, and I think it's context.data.flavor, no, size, because, oh, we have the size of the fries. And the order line ID, so this is interesting. So here we have to have an order line ID. Now we're going to have two separate futures, because we're going to have to create a fry order and a shake order. And we could use the fry shake ID. But again, if we had a common, let's just do it for now. I think it's going to be okay. We'll find out if it isn't when it isn't. Because my concern is, we're going to use this order line ID for two separate futures. They're different types. One's a fry and one's a shake. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be weird. I guess we're going to figure that out, because that might get weird. Yeah, we'll have to think about that one. I might have to initialize some identifiers in this. This might get weird. This could get fun. Okay, so first one up, I ordered the fry. Now we got to order the shake. Pretty complicated. I always pick the worst possible place to expand selection. I just don't know why. We're going to order that shake. We're going to put the flavor that we savor in here, context.data.flavor. And we're just going to assume that the shake and the fries are the same size. You get a big shake, you're going to need a lot of fries. Pretty simple. So we're going to move the order fry shake activity, go back to our fry steak shake machine, order fry shake activity. Why do you not like this? This doesn't sound fun. Order fry shake activity. Oh, because it's the wrong type of activity. Okay, so when you use an activity in a state machine, of instance type means you just don't want it'll work with any message type, whereas of type means it works with the message type of the event that was received. So a little unclear clarity there. I don't know what this is. Okay, this is fry faulted, but we don't have a fault, so I don't care about that. But I do care about fry faulted. Fry faulted. And, oh, whoa, exception info. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, sorry. It's really annoying that I have to say that way. Fry, shake, state machine extensions. So, and what this does is this just captures the exception info. Seems like we're going to have multiple exceptions, though. We'll just roll with it for now. I'm not going to cry. Let's check our shake faulted. We're going to have that too. Our shake could fault. We're going to have to figure out how we deal with that, which one of these we get. So this is going to be our fault shake. This is going to be our fault fry. I think we have that up here. So anytime, we've already got that when a fry shake is ordered. So anytime we get a fry completed, we aren't going to set completed because we're going to, yeah, this is weird. So this is going to be our join, and we have to wait for two separate things to happen. And that means we're going to actually have two separate properties, maybe? So let's think about that, because we're going to have two of these now. This is our fry, and this is our shake. So when our shake is completed, and when our shake is faulted, we're going to fault shake. Create fry shake faulted. See, this just feels like a lot of cut and paste, and I'm not thrilled about it yet at all. But we have two separate events that have to complete, and since we have two separate events, and now mind you, I used the phrase directed event, but we have two completions. We have the fry that's going to complete and the shake that's going to complete. So in theory, what we have is an event of both completed, and both completed is a composite event of both completed, and we're going to have to store that somewhere because we have to store the state. This is one way we could do it. We could just, in the send completed, we could actually just check. You know, this is using the composite event. I'm trying to think if this is the way that I want to do this. I feel like it is. I feel like this will work. We're going to need some state, though, so we're going to have a, we're just going to call it join state, or we're just going to call it both state, because I feel like both is going to get renamed to something nicer. Include initial no. So what we need now is we need fry completed and shake completed. And we will go and we will add this property to our state. We're just going to make it an int. And we're going to make it an auto property. Okay, so we have a both state. And so that's the state. Yeah, you're going to get annoyed at me. Yeah, I see, then it wants me to be sealed. But that's okay. We'll figure that out. It's just a warning. It doesn't mean anything bad. Fry shake completed. What am I missing here? Flavor, yes. So where's my size? We'll get the flavor. We don't have flavor on the faulted. Size, fry, shake. We also need flavor. Context.instance.flavor. I'll just move this up here so it's there. So we create a fry shake faulted, we create a fry shake completed. This feels like a lot of munging stuff around. So we can't set completed here because we aren't completed. We basically just get shake completed, but when we get it, we want to save that information. So what is this set completed doing? Yeah, this is that little future extension method, which basically tells it it's done, but it isn't. So that's why we need our composite event, so that we say during any when both completed, double tap that, then this is where we want to do our set completed. And I don't think it's there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Just give me this line. Give me this line right here. Be happy. You're not going to be happy because you don't work with non-message events. which is really annoying, to be honest, but that's okay. So this is meant to have a certain response type, and it's supposed to work with those type of events. So let's see what we get here. We're gonna have to create something there, which we will do because we can. But right now we're not gonna transition here. So when shake completed, we're going to say then, and this is where it's like, do we have to save the shake? No, because we have the size, we have the, yeah, we don't really care. So let's see what we can do. We know we're not going to call set completed. We aren't going to transition to completed. So we aren't really going to do anything. We're just going to let the do anything do it. Yeah, this is going to get funky. So what's the fault fry? What is this one? Oh, that's where we're like saving our faulted state. And then we're going to create fall shake fated. Forget it. Can't say it. Not going to happen. So this is going to get weird. I'm not sure how we want to do this yet. So I feel like we're going to fault the fry. We're going to fault the shake. Great. But when it completes, we're not going to do anything because we don't care. We only want that. We're going to let this do it, but we're going to have to add, we're going to have to tweak this set completed method. We're going to have to add another one because again, we're building this on top of the thing. So event binder state set completed. We're not going to have an input message type. We're going to have a different binder. We're going to have an async event message factory without an input type. We aren't going to have a class type here. And we aren't going to have, ooh, that's going to be weird. We're not going to be able to support that. We're going to have to add a method for that later. So again, we're digging into like things that just aren't there that make you go, I don't think we have one for that. That's great. So we're not going to be able to do that. So we won't support multiple things here. This is looking at what our gaps are, and I'm figuring out the gaps. Because like I said, this is going to be live today. Happy hour. We got to do it. We got to do it live. But this will let me do the set completed I want now. So that's good. So now I can do a create fry shake completed, which again, because this one is using the join, there is no message type here. So that should fix that. Maybe. Oh, you just don't know the generic type because there isn't one. Why are you mad? Don't be mad, bro. Oh, didn't delete enough. Okay, sweet. We fixed that. Hey, that's one down. That's awesome. But if we have a faulted, we're going to have to do the create faulted, and we have an event for that, so that should work. Okay. This is a lot of speculative code here. Let's see where my one error is left. Okay, so you want me to respond with create fry shake completed, but I just took the type out of that. But that's okay, isn't it? Why are you mad, bro? Respond async, cannot convert instance argument to type. Consume event context. Chink, 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 chink. That's crazy. Oh, right. But that should be here. Oh, that's faulted. Oh, yeah. I probably still need that other version of it. So if I undo this. Yeah, so let's undo that. And then we'll put a new version of it in here, which just seems wrong, but whatever. I'll figure it out later. I don't want to just hold up everything for that. Okay, so now I have two versions of it. Now everything compiles. Now we're green. All right, we'll figure out the duplication later. Because, yeah, this one's going to do that. But the immediate response, if we've already completed, is we're going to respond right away. And that's probably going to this one. Yeah. Okay, we'll figure that out later. Not a big deal. Yeah, I think it'll probably be the same. It's all right. Anyway, so we have that. So we have this annoying little thing here that I have to clean out. We got a fry shake state machine, which means we have to go to our startup. Now I have to add that in here. I think this add state machines all works, but for some reason I keep forgetting to try it, and I don't want to try it right now. So it should work, and it should add all the definitions, but oh, I don't have a Saga definition for it yet. All these little things I forget. I don't have to create this definition. I just feel like I do. Because I've got a fry shake, and I want that to go together. And it's not going to be order shake. It's going to be order fry shake. And then I'm going to have shake ready. I'm going to have, oh wait, no. See, here's all my different messages. I'm going to have shake faulted. I'm going to have shake completed. I'm going to have fry completed and fry faulted. So these are all my types. And this is just a partition to cut down on concurrency issues within the database, because I don't want to try to process the same entity type in the same type. This should bind to order fry shake. I should go look and make sure the other ones are right. Order shake, yeah, I think they are. Okay, so now I have a definition for that. If I go back to startup, I can see my Saga shake definitions there. Everything should build. Oh, the application is running. That's awesome. I like that I code while I left everything running. That's dope. So I'm going to build this out. I'm going to try this to go. See if I can get this join thing to work. I don't think I need any extra data in the state. I have the composite event state. Did I look at the map? Did I create a map for this? I probably didn't. Shake map? Nope, I didn't. So I need a fry shake map. Awesome. All these little things I have to create. You can see the pain that it takes to actually create like a new future right now is just not happening. I'm just not. We've got to find a way to make this easier. Especially since now I have some additional properties I need here. I need my both state. Is that the only thing I need? Yep, that was the only thing I added. So we have a fry shake map. If I go to the shake state map, come in here, I can add that to my DB context. And then, as I remember from all the fun times I've had with this number, I think it's, let's see here. There it is, .NET EF migration, fry shake, next. Oh, no project was found. Oh, cd source / forkjoint.api. .NET EF migrations add, got to add some more migrations. Can't do that, can't go without that. And let's say .NET EF database update. That should update our database with those new tables. Now I can go back in here, I can hit F5 and see if it all starts up. If it starts, we'll be happy. Of course, I can't order one yet because I haven't added it to the menu. So we're gonna have to do that too. Great, awesome. At least we'll know we're getting there. So if I close this up, I can see I have a fry shake state. Okay, so I have a state machine. The state machine's there, the future's there. So I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna go to my order model. I'm going to add a new entity type, a new menu item, again, because for some reason I just can't get past this one. We're going to call it a fry shake. We're going to call it a fry shake ID. Why not? Move it to here. Go back to the actual order, and we're going to have fry shake, and we're going to call it fry shakes. So now we can add fry shakes. Where do we actually use shakes? We use it in this controller. We're going to say order.fry shakes. It's going to give us an error because that actually isn't in our submit order model yet, because our analyzer is running for our initializer. So we're going to add a new model item here called fry shakes. We're going to add the fry shakes there. We're going to look where this is used, which is in the order shakes activity. So again, we're going to need an order fry shakes activity. See, again, this just seems to never end. Order state, order fry shakes activity. Order state, submit order. If there's any fry shakes, then we're going to select from the fry shakes, and we're going to order the fry shake, and we're going to give it the fry shake ID, flavor, size. Man, it's cut and paste consistency. Awesome way to create code. The order fry shakes activity, we need to actually put it in here. Hey, stop that. That's why I don't like using name of. It puts like really annoying references of used values. So we're going to add the order fry shakes activity so we can order those, which there's one other thing we need to do. And I think this initializer needs to move to the order so that we can add that. But to add the lines pending, we have to check the fry shakes. And then we will get the fry shake's length, and then we will actually add those fry shake IDs. So again, just something that I think as we clean up the order future, that's an n number of futures, we'll figure that out. Okay, so now I should be able to actually order a fry shake. So let's see if it actually works. I have no idea if it will. I'm hopeful, but anything is possible. All right, we know that we can get a fry shake. There it is. All right, so let's go to our Postman. Look and see. So we're gonna have some fry shakes, and we're gonna call it a fry shake ID. Flavor is chocolate, size is 0. We aren't gonna order any fries by themselves. We're just gonna go straight to the fry shakes and see if it works. Make it happen, don't crash. Okay, so that worked. All that code and it worked the first time. Who needs unit tests, right? We should ship. We're ready for production. I mean, cheers. Production on the first run. Ship it and build it. So that's a fry shake. And I'm curious to see what it looked like. The composite event actually worked. I mean, that kind of caught me off guard. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised it worked. Fry completed, shake completed. They both went to the same Saga. They used the Saga instance. They did the order line completed. I mean, that... Okay, so that's kind of cool. So we could join, and I think the key takeaway of this is we could do a join, and we can figure out how we want to do a fry shake, which really is just taking a couple of different types and putting them together using a composite event to track them. And again, this is stuff that we can put into a future base class. The trick is, and it goes back to that original question, is how do we want to store this in the database? I mean, does each future get its own table? I think yes, but I think it's going to depend upon, I think there needs to be a choice, because I think for ease of use, it would be nice to put them in one, but from a bottleneck perspective, you're going to want to break out across multiple tables. That's just my theory. I mean, again, feedback is welcome because I'm not an expert on data storage. I'm more of an applications engineer, or a systems engineer for distributed systems. Whatever. I can do it all except JavaScript and SQL. So yeah, so I'm thinking that worked. I'm vamping for a second because I want to go out to Azure and I want to see what it looks like. I want to see if we actually have the data out there in App Insights yet. I'm hoping we do. So let's go to a search. Let's look at like the last 30 minutes. No data is available in this time period. I wonder why. I wonder if I forgot to put my App Insights app ID back in. I bet I did. I meant to put an environment variable for that because I think I had it in app settings and I think I took it out to check in the code. Yeah, I probably did. App settings anyway. Hey, look, no instrumentation key. Look, Ma, and I didn't set an environment variable either. So if I go and let me just, don't steal my key. Tell you what, it just annoys me. I actually found somebody logging App Insights to my App Insights instance, so I actually had to delete it and recreate it. I'll put this here. Now we're gonna have to stop. And I know you can freeze frame and get my key, whatever. I'll change it again later. Just don't, please. It's great. It annoys me. So we'll do another one. We'll get the, it's like 3 minutes lag time. So it'll be out there. I really would like to see what the call stack looks like. I thought I had that set up, but oh well, we all make mistakes. So if I look at the last 30 minutes, apply. Still nothing, still nothing. Like I said, it takes it a second to get out there. Looks like it's still processing. Hopefully it's processing. Okay, it did. It completed the line. So we're 200 okay. We're rocking and rolling. We won't have anything out here for a little bit yet, though. It takes it a second to report. But that's all I really had for this episode. Getting the join in. I feel like for the next one, it's time to refactor into some sort of base classes for the different future types. We've proven that they can work. The trick is going to be how we can compose them and eliminate the massive amount of duplication and make it somewhat reasonable to use. Because there's a lot right now. I mean, ideally we can get it to where we just have some generic definitions that get pulled in automatically based on the generic consumer types, but that's going to take me some thinking. But yeah, we created a join, and if we look at the logs, which who knows if they're there yet, probably not. Oh, look, we got dependencies. They're not all there yet. You can tell that they're still going. We don't have the HTTP ones yet, but you can see that we submitted the order. It went to the fry shake Saga. It went to the fry state and the shake state. We see the Saga order contract. So each of the fries completes, the request completes. Yeah, so I mean, we can see it coming in there. It's gonna take it a second, but I still don't understand the back button on this thing. It's like, okay, search, refresh. Yeah, we're still waiting on like another processing of data in here, so we're not going to get the whole thing. But we can definitely see that it's sending to the different Saga instances, both the fry state and shake state, and joining them back together and then completing it. So it's definitely working. Just taking it a while to refresh its brain. Go back to search results. No, I don't want to go to the search results. I want to go back to here. I want to do refresh. Yeah, see, it's only showing 16 still, so it hasn't updated. I don't know what the update frequency is of App Insights, but if I was running a local Zipkin instance and I had OpenTelemetry up and running, it would be potentially quicker. I don't know, maybe. But anyway, so that's what I had for today. Just kind of a Friday afternoon kind of wind down thing. A lot of code was written in there. I will push this up to GitHub shortly without my instrumentation key. Definitely drop into the Discord, see what's going on. Definitely looking for some thoughts on how someone would use this with different storage engines. I mean, I know Entity Framework Core is what I'm using. You know, you can't use Redis because it doesn't support some of the correlation types. But you could use Mongo, you could use Cosmos, you could use anything that doesn't require query storage, because we're correlating off different identifiers. Theoretically, yeah, because we would map to them, maybe. One of the other things I want to talk about, you know, so for some upcoming episodes, obviously there's some stuff going on. It's like, what is a future reference? How do we pass futures around? Another one is we have consumer futures and routing slip futures. What about the granularity of a routing slip activity future? You know, I was talking to one of my cohorts, Drew, of course, and I was kind of like, we were talking about the ideas of like routing slips and all the different ways that you would use futures together. And this was the quote: "A routing slip is an ordered list of durable futures." So now it's like thinking, how would we make an activity on a routing slip a durable future? But then compensations come in. So anyway, just questions to ask, a lot of stuff to go on. What about events? Can futures observe events and take action based on events? So these are some things that we'll explore in future episodes. So, but in the meantime, you know, next episode for sure, we're going to dry this up because there's just way too many classes. The next episode might be tomorrow. You know, if it's really crappy weather, you never know. It is winter though. So anyway, might get up early and drop something out. Anyway, thanks for joining. Catch you on the next one, and have a good evening.